Welcome once again to Raw Boxing TV. My name is Ranger. I want to thank you for tuning in to watch this video, or better yet, listen to me speaking, because it's not much of a video. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe, and you can follow me on Twitter at Raw Boxing TV. Let's go ahead and talk about tonight's fight. I'm going to go ahead and start. Before I go ahead and start talking about Rios versus Pacquiao, I want to get my 2 cents in on the Froch versus Groves. My prediction, which was a video that I was making for Alan Marcelesco, I chose Groves to win this fight. To me, Groves just had the better boxing, did a lot more things in the ring than Froch. And I said Froch was just named, really and truly. I wasn't really impressed with what Froch was. I was more impressed with what Groves was able to do inside the rope. And Grove comes in, knocks down Froch in the first round, dominates the whole freaking fight. Then they get into a scuffle, very awkward, scrambled, pulling around. Groves looked sloppy, maybe because of the momentum of the movement they were doing and all the grabbing and pulling. And Froch thought he had him hurt, so he was going afterwards. And the referee saw the perfect opportunity to rob Groves out of his victory. The victory that was so easily coming his way. Again, boxing strikes again. This referee should be sanctioned, honestly speaking. 2013's been a year not really good for boxing when it comes to robberies and things done by officials that shouldn't even happen. I think that that referee should really be suspended, and I think there should be an immediate rematch for this fight. There really should be an immediate rematch for this fight, and take a referee from China or something. If you haven't gotten my point, if you're one of Froch's fans that actually believe Froch TKO'd Groves, allow me to bust your bubble and tell you you're wrong or you're blind. Your boy was given a chance tonight. He was given this fight by stopping a fighter who wasn't even hurt. Let's go ahead and talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. I mean, this shouldn't even be a surprise to anybody. When I made my prediction video, I pretty much said, and a lot of you said the same thing, Rios was a punching bag. This was the perfect fight for Pacquiao's return because Rios was all name. Again, people, those of you that are so infatuated on names, well, this fighter's boring and he ain't got no name. Names don't buy skills. Okay? Names don't buy skills. We saw it tonight. Froch has name. He was being dominated. Brandon Rios has name and had a certain credibility. He was dominated tonight. Lost 12 out of 12 rounds. 12 out of 12. I also said in my prediction, just because Manny Pacquiao was knocked out versus Marquez, do not count this man out. Anybody could have been put to sleep with that shot. He had more than enough time to recover. He took a year off boxing, which is a smart thing to do. Came back and did exactly what he was supposed to do, which was look good, embarrassed, and outbox the hell out of Brandon Rios. This is two losses in a row for Brandon Rios. A comeback victory for Manny Pacquiao. What's next for Brandon Rios? Okay, well, I really don't want to see a Mike Alvarado Brandon Rios 3. To me, that fight doesn't make any sense. To me, Mike Alvarado should retire. What I really want to see, and I'm sure every single person that's listening to me right now will agree with me, what I would love to see is Brandon Rios versus Ruslan Pravotnikov. That would be a very interesting fight. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind seeing, Brandon Rios versus like a Danny Garcia at 147. But I just think that Brandon Rios, although he lost, he still has the fan following. He's still a loved person to where he can come back and put in and fill out stadiums. And I think that Pravotnikov can knock out Rios. And I'm sure you're shocked. Oh wow, Manny Pacquiao couldn't knock out Rios. How can you say that? Well, let me tell you why Manny Pacquiao couldn't knock out Rios, and let me tell you why the fight went 12 rounds. From the opening belt, we had a Brandon Rios who usually comes forward and throwing blows and looking for the fight. We had a Brandon Rios that was coming forward, but jittery and tense. I wasn't really throwing a lot of shots. He looked too cautious. He was coming forward, really, but Pacquiao was able to box and move side to side, move around him, hold him when he needed to hold him. What I really don't want to hear from Eli Setback or from Brandon Rios is the same thing I heard when Rios lost to Abreu. Oh, he was holding too much. No, Pacquiao held when he needed to hold, and Pacquiao did his thing. He put on a perfect show. I honestly believe Brandon Rios would have fought his fight the way he usually fights, which is throwing a lot of punches and coming forward and going at it. I believe he would have been knocked out, badly hurt and knocked out. But he was too cautious. His guards was up. You can see how he would rush in with his head down and then wait till he was clinched to attack. He would not initiate attacks from mid-range or outrange. So, all those, you take that into consideration. And when you put that together with the fact that Manny Pacquiao was interested in hitting and not being hit, moving around, that extends the fight to 12 rounds. But I honestly believe that if Brandon Rios would have taken the fight to Pacquiao on an open market, as I like to say, which is coming forward and throwing punches, he would have been knocked out. But yeah, I would love to see Brandon Rios versus Ruslan Pravotnikov next. Some of you are saying, like Arab Pimp, he wants to see Pacquiao versus Bradley again. Pacquiao versus Floyd, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's more of a ride-along program. Let's use Floyd's name to get back on the ticketing streak, if you want to call it. We all know, and when I say we all know, I'm talking to boxing fans that are not led by emotions, but we all know that business-wise, this fight is near impossible to happen. Not only because of the differences between Floyd and Bob Arum, but because I'm sure Manny Pacquiao is going to want a ridiculous amount of money, and Floyd's going to say, well, you just lost 2 times, and then you beat a punching bag. You ain't really worth $20 million, or perhaps $40 million. So, if Floyd gives it to him, good. Then the fight can happen. But I highly doubt that fight's ever going to happen. Is Manny Pacquiao chin a suspect? Well, that remains to be seen. We don't know. He took a couple of shots, didn't seem to bother him, but you just can't never tell. It's just a matter of him getting caught a couple of times and seeing what his reaction is. In the meantime, let me know what you... Oh, by the way, before I finish this video, the heavyweight bout tonight between Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz was already like 20-something fights. I would love to see a fight between Andy Ruiz Jr. and Mike Perez. I think it can make a really good fight. I think Mike Perez can actually beat the crap out of Ruiz Jr. I think, experience level on the pro rank, they're kind of there, close to each other. Experience-wise overall, including amateur, Mike Perez takes over. So, congratulations to all the winners tonight. Drop your comments, subscribe.